Slowly drawing herself upright, Leah Bryce's mouth curved into a cold, loveless smile. "So there has been only one, and that makes you less than a whore. Go ask the priest at St. Matthew's if lying with just one man outside the marriage bed makes you less than a whore. Ask him if a 17-year-old girl with a bastard in her belly be any better than a trollop." "Yes, I am pregnant," Miriam said with quiet dignity, "and I do not defend what we have done. We both know it to be wrong, but the child I carry will not be born a bastard. We're going to be married just as soon as the banns can be called." "We?" Leah's thin lips tightened. "You say we? Just who is the man can't wait for his pleasure but takes it afore placing a ring upon your finger?" "You know him well enough. We have loved each other since being children. We always intended to marry. His name is Saul Marsh." Across the table, Leah Bryce's eyes glittered above that cold smile, giving her narrow face the look of a fox with a fresh kill. Marsh! His mother was a widow the same as herself, and she too had only the money her son earned to keep her from the workhouse. Now he was about to bring home a wife, and soon a child. 2 more mouths to feed and probably 1 more each year. Inside Leah the smile widened. Perhaps the workhouse would soon be called upon to take in more than one old woman. "Then Marsh knows about his love child. You've told him?" She caught the look behind her daughter's eyes, one that told her all she wanted to know. He had not yet heard of the child. I shall tell him this evening, when his shift at the mine is finished." "Then tell him this and all," snapped Leah. "You have 4 years before you be of the age to marry without my giving word." Miriam's eyes widened, and her words tumbled out in a rush. You would not deny us?" Leah sank to the floor, gathering the pieces of broken china slowly into her apron. Behind the shelter of the table, she heard the girl's sharp intake of breath, and the smile that rose to her own lips was warm with the pleasure of spite. She wanted nothing more than to have the child she loathed taken from beneath her roof. Nothing more except the satisfaction of seeing her suffer. The girl could marry, but only after her father's dues had been paid. The pieces collected, Leah rose to her feet, malice burnishing her dull brown eyes to the colour of beaten copper. "You will not have the condoning of what you have done from me," she said evenly, eyes fixed on the girl's stricken face. "That which is in your belly will come out a bastard, and that it will remain till you be 21. By that time Marsh may have another wench in the family way, one who can marry afore you." Her lovely face crumpling, Miriam stared at her mother. "Why?" she asked, tears coursing down her cheeks. "Why do you treat me the way you do? What have I ever done to make you hate me so much?" Holding the apron bunched about the broken china, Leah's fingers tightened and her eyes flashed venom. "You lived," she said quietly. "You lived." Ralph Bryce placed the last of the numbered tokens on the tub he had filled with newly hewn coal, then called for the donkey boy to push it along the rails to the shaft bottom. Using the strip of cloth wound about his neck to wipe the sweat from his eyes, he squatted on his haunches, leaning his bare back against the coal seam glittering like black diamonds in the gleam from his Davy lamp. It was well named, the Deep Seam. 30 feet thick and running for miles beneath the ground, it had yielded a rich harvest for the coal masters, and today he felt as though he personally had dug every ounce. "Another shift finished, Ralph, lad?" "Ah," he agreed wearily. "Then let's be getting up above. We be spending that much time down here, my old woman be getting to think I got myself a freshen. Now what could you be doing with another woman?" Hands hanging tiredly over his knees, Ralph smiled, his teeth gleaming white in the pool of light cast by the lamp. "Not a lot, Ralph, lad. Not a lot for sure. It'd be all I can manage to keep my Sarah happy. Once a week it has to be. But I tells her that more than that sends you blind." Chuckling low in his throat, the other man gathered up the pick he had laid aside on the ground, and bent almost double against the tunnel that was less than half his height, began to shuffle his way back towards the shaft. Pushing himself up from his haunches, the shovel with which he had loaded coal into the tub grasped firmly by its wooden shaft. Ralph followed, his head almost on his chest to avoid striking the jagged outcrops of